Thomas. I am the owner of Balance Your Fitness. Thank you for joining me today on our talk about neck and shoulder pain. I wanted to be able to go and do this because a lot of times neck and shoulder pain really tend to be able to go and cause a lot of discomfort, especially when we're sitting down quite a bit with our job. We're always typing. We're always doing various different seated type position jobs. We're always putting a lot of tension on our head and our neck. So today, this is going to be a two-part series. So today we're actually going to be going through the first portion, which is the exercise portion. On Friday, so for Workout Wednesday, we're going to do the workout portion. Friday, we're going to do the flexibility portion. So we're going to do one for each day. So make sure to join us on Friday for that second portion. And if you have questions, please don't hesitate to go and give us a call. You can check out our website, balanceyourfitness.com, or our Facebook and Instagram pages, Twitter, and things like that. You can also send us over an email, info@balanceyourfitness.com. And if this is something that you have trouble struggling with yourself, if we haven't worked together before, offering a free consultation to anyone who may be struggling with neck pain watching this video and wants to be able to go and see some relief for themselves. Now, with all that, I'm going to go through and help understand what we're trying to be able to accomplish with some of these exercises today. So a little bit of a brief caveat. When we're trying to be able to go and help strengthen our body to be able to help hold good posture and be able to help hold good neck alignment, the key is being able to go and be able to strengthen some of the smaller segmental stabilizers in your spine. So these smaller segmental stabilizers you can't necessarily feel, right? So you can't go and isolate them by any one exercise. You can't go and get a machine that'll do it for you if you're using your gym. And that's one of the pitfalls when you're working out sometimes at larger fitness facilities. They've got all these machines. When you're sitting down doing workouts, and you're sitting down on a machine, it doesn't really go and strengthen a lot of these smaller stabilizer muscles because of the fact that the machine does it for you. So the machine does the stabilizing for you, so that way you're isolating your bigger muscle groups. So that's what we want to be able to make sure that we avoid, is being able to go and avoid those pitfalls. So we're going to do a few different unsupported exercises today and working on exercises that will allow us to work on these various different spinal stabilizers. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use something like this. We're going to use the cable machine, or you can be able to go and use a band. We're going to use some small weights. We're also going to use a Swiss ball like this. So if you want to be able to go and try some of these things out for yourself. Remember, if you're trying any of these things out for yourself, remember to go. If you have questions, make sure you talk to your doctor as well. Make sure that you are healthy enough for exercise like this. Also, make sure to, if you feel any pain or excess pain or discomfort at any point, make sure to stop, because we may not necessarily be doing the exercise correctly if we're getting extra pain. The idea is that we do this and we should feel less pain, not more. So just to make sure there's a reminder before we start going and working on some of these. So with all that, now we got all that done, we're going to talk about how we can be able to go and work on some very basic stability exercises to help prevent neck pain. So what I've got here is we're going to use this cable first. We're going to do what's called a cable twist hold. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go and set a timer on my computer here. And we're going to set it for 1 minute. So we're going to go and we're going to take this cable. I'm going to set it at the appropriate weight, and I'm going to grab the cable with my outside hand, and I'm going to have my feet even. I'm going to have the cable come straight out, and I'm going to go ahead and put my arms out straight. So that way the cable's trying to pull me this way towards the cable stand. I'm going to hold this for a minute while keeping my body nice and stable. So I'm not shifting my weight or I'm not shifting my weight out. I'm keeping my body nice and upright. So I'm holding this position for 1 minute. And so what I should feel is as I inhale, I'm letting my belly go forward. Exhale, I'm drawing it in. Inhale, belly goes forward. Exhale, drawing it in. I should feel my abdominal muscles working, and I should feel a little bit of muscles working in my shoulder blade region, but also being able to go, and what you shouldn't feel is pain or discomfort in your neck. So there's my timer. So I just did a minute there. There we go. There you go. Perfect. So once I'm holding this position, I shouldn't go and allow my posture to move or shift at all. And also making sure that as I'm holding this position, I shouldn't feel any extra tension in my neck. If you do, the very easy thing you can do is instead of having your arms a little straighter out in front of you, you can bring it a little bit closer in towards your chest. That makes it a little bit easier. You can also lower the resistance on that you're using, whether that's a band or a cable source. If you've got a band, you just kind of stand a little closer to the band source. That kind of puts a little less tension on the band. Or if you're using a cable like this, you can just, cable machine like this, you can just go and put a little less weight on the stack. So now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to do the other side for another minute. And I'll start my timer. There we go. And so I'm in this position here. You can see what I'm trying to avoid doing. I'm not letting my body shift. I'm not letting my body twist or turn. I'm working on being able to stay nice and stable. And as I hold this, I'm inhaling, letting my belly go forward, and exhaling, drawing the belly button in. So I hold this for a minute. I'm holding it nice and stable. And again, I shouldn't feel any pain or discomfort in my neck or my shoulders, so just holding the position. I'm waiting for that timer to go up. Good, perfect. So now, so I see my buddy Chris. Thanks for the comment, Chris. I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. So what I want to be able to go and work on with this is when you're going and you're doing that, you feel those most of your ab muscles working right here. But one of the main things that's working that you're not necessarily feeling is all of those smaller segmental stabilizers, segment by segment by segment by segment. And because of the fact that you feel your abs working, you are working those smaller segmental stabilizers without even thinking about it. And this goes from the base of your spine all the way up your neck and head. And that's what helps make sure that we can go and then allow those bigger muscles where we get that tension, right? So in our tracts or in the sides of our neck, you know, a lot of that tension that we end up getting. By going and strengthening these smaller segmental stabilizers, these bigger muscles can now relax and they don't have to do as much work, right? So when these smaller segmental stabilizers aren't working properly, these bigger ones have to go and do all the work, and that's where we get a lot of the tension. So that's where we want to be able to go and help relieve some of that discomfort. Now, the next one we're going to do is we're going to do a cable pull. So I'm going to grab, we're going to go and take this cable handle here. I'm going to increase my weight a little bit for myself. And we're going to do a single arm cable pull. So whenever we do a pulling exercise, you would think, how does this help my neck? So it actually comes from the fact that I'm only doing one arm at a time. So what the weight's going to want to do, there you go. Okay, so what the weight's going to want to do is when you have the weight in one hand, the weight's going to want to turn your body like so, okay? So as I keep my shoulders upright and my head back, so as you can see, I'm trying not to let myself fall forward. I'm pulling my chest up, head back, and also keeping the tongue on the roof of my mouth. That really helps as well. I'm going to start with my thumb down, with my knees slightly bent. And I'm going to exhale and draw the belly button in as I rotate the hand. As you can see here, my palm starts down, or my thumb starts down, and then my palm ends up. So I'm going to go ahead and do about 12 each side of this. So as I'm doing this, I should feel my abdominal muscles working to be able to keep my body nice and stable. So by keeping the body stable, you're working all of those smaller stabilizer muscles going all the way up to be able to hold your posture. So by doing a one-handed exercise, we can be able to go and help release, help strengthen some of those smaller muscles. So that way those bigger muscles where you get that tension can start to relax and loosen a little bit. And we want to pick a weight that's nice and light, that's not overly stressful. Because again, if you start to go too heavy, our form starts to break down, and that's when we start to get some of that pain. So we'll go ahead and do the other side. So keeping that head back, looking straight ahead, chest up. Perfect. All right. So now the next one we're going to do, we've worked on a couple exercises where we're turning, right? So we're working on exercises where we're preventing the turn, right? So with the twist hold of the cable pull. Now we're going to work on one that's going to prevent side bending, all right? So we move in about 3 different motions, or 3 different planes of motion. Moving forward and back, twisting, or moving side to side, like so. So we've worked on the one with twisting. Now we're going to work on one with side to side balance. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit on this ball. I'm going to put my foot against something stable. You can use a wall, or I've got this cable stand here to help me. And then I'm going to put my bottom foot up to make a little bit of a 90-degree angle. I'm going to cross my arms to my chest, and I'm going to come down. I'm going to hold this position for a minute. So what's going to be key here is my head lining up with the rest of my body. So I'm going to hit the timer here. So we'll get started. So crossing my arms to my chest, I'm going to have a nice straight line here. My head's going to be back. And one of the things I also can try to make sure I do is I keep my tongue on the roof of my mouth. That helps me use some of these smaller stabilizer muscles in the neck. So as I'm here as well, I'm holding, and I'm going to belly breathe. Inhale at the belly, go forward, and exhale, drawing it in. So you should feel your abs working on the sides going all the way down. So what you'll feel during these neck improvement exercises is not exactly going and working the neck. It's working a lot of your breathing and your core musculature, because once we do that, we'll get those smaller stabilizer muscles to work. And that's how we'll go and see long-term improvement. And we'll flip it around. So there's my timer. Go, and I'll begin again. So now we'll go the other way. So again, looking straight ahead. Body at a nice straight angle here. So remember, I don't want to have my head rolled forward or perhaps my head up like this. Keep that head right in line. And keep breathing nice and slow. My foot sliding a little bit there. And relax. There you go. Now, last exercise we're going to do is what's called reverse scap. So I'm going to grab a couple of dumbbells over here. So for this exercise, you want to use something really light. I've got about 2.5 pound dumbbells here. And so you want to use something really, really light. So, again, I wouldn't go beyond for myself, maybe 7 or 10 pounds. I'm just going to demonstrate this with 2s. And so what a reverse scaption is we're trying to go and work some of the other shoulder stabilizer muscles in the shoulder blade itself. So we're trying to be able to go and work on, again, stabilizing some of these forward neck motion. So remember how we talked about side bending, twisting, and now forward motion. Now we're going to work on that forward motion. So with that forward motion, I'm going to start with my thumbs pointed down to my thighs. And I'm going to slowly, as I exhale, with my shoulders back and head back, slowly raise the arms up about parallel to the floor. Inhale on the way down, exhale, drawing the belly button in on the way up. So what you're trying to do here is to work some of those muscles of our shoulder blades and of our rotator cuff. And this, when these get strengthened well enough, they help take that pressure off of some of those neck muscles that get overly tense. Inhale down, exhale up. We're going to do 12 of them. Perfect. All right, so those are the some four exercises that we'll go and work on for being able to go and improve that neck stability. So on Friday, for Flexibility Friday, we're going to go through some of the manual therapy stretches, foam rolling that we can be able to go and do. So look out on my Facebook and Instagram page. So look up Balance Your Fitness or Live Your Life in Balance on Instagram, or my Facebook page, Balance Your Fitness on Facebook. You can be able to go and look that up on Twitter as well, to be able to go and stay tuned for those updates. So that way you can be able to go and hear those as well. Hear about those as well when we're going and doing that update on Friday. Thank you so much for joining us. This has been Aaron Wallace from Balance Your Fitness, and I look forward to seeing you all again soon.